Joining me this morning is Cheri Perry. She's a leadership expert who works with companies and organizations from coast to coast. Good morning, Cheri.
Hey, good morning, Cleo.
You know, we're seeing companies send out statements that say they stand with the black community, they're against racism, they're making changes now, and I feel like you have some inside knowledge to this. Some people wondering, why now? This is not the first person that has died in the hands of police.
Well, you know, it's never too soon to have a conversation about making sure that people in the workplace are treated equally with respect. So it's sad that a national scenario has happened, but sometimes these horrible situations bring awareness to topics that we really do need to talk about.
Cheri, do you think it's time for companies to do some mandatory sensitivity, better yet implicit bias training, and can you also explain what that would look like?
Sure. So I think it just depends on the company. And hear me out here. I think that if you're a company that has strong missions, strong core values, that would never allow for that kind of activity to happen in your workplace, your team may already have a really good idea that the fact that every single person on your team, regardless who they are, where they come from, what their background is, needs to be treated with respect. If you're one of these companies that has somehow allowed these kinds of absolute ridiculous ways of treating people that maybe are different from you, you absolutely need to jump in the middle of that and take care of it and get that stuff taken out of your company.
Cheri, we're talking about uncomfortable conversations, right? A lot of people are discussing what happened and what needs to change at home, with their friends, at work. How do you help someone that may feel like they're in a tough spot? They don't know how to address it.
Well, I think you have to start just asking some questions. If you're the leader in an organization, you've got to get together with your team and just be very transparent and vulnerable and honest and open with them and just say, hey, team, listen, my objective is to have an environment that's respectful, where everybody feels like they belong, where everybody feels valued. Are we doing anything here that stops us from reaching that goal? And let the conversation happen. You've got to make sure that you're not just up there saying, okay, today we have this box that says sensitivity training, let's check it off. That's not good enough. You need to have an open dialogue with your team and make sure that you have an environment that allows people to speak what's on their mind and to deal with these kinds of topics.
Sure, really quick here, a lot of people talking about Starbucks first banning baristas from wearing anything that said Black Lives Matter, yet they could wear, you know, a Pride Month pin, and now they're backtracking and saying, no, okay, now you can wear it. What happened there? I just want to know your thoughts about that.
Well, I think this is incredibly shaky ground. I think that if you're going to have a message of inclusion in your company, a message that invites and encourages everybody to be who they are, you've got to have policies that support that. So you certainly can't say you can wear this, but you can't wear that with regard to different organizations and so on. So I think Starbucks is trying to figure out how to include everybody as much as they can. Again, incredibly tough topic.
Sure, yeah, I want to thank you for helping companies begin this conversation, because I really do think that they need to have some mandatory implicit bias training. Before we go, can you just give your information so people can connect with you?
You bet. That's right up on the screen, Cleo, and thank you. I just want to end with a verse out of the Bible, and I think it's so critically important. It's on my desk. Love never fails. That's 1 Corinthians 13:8. Lead with love.
Amen. Cheri, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You bet.
And we'll be right back after this break.